you're tired of spending hours crafting social media posts for different platforms, you're going to love this. What if you could create engaging posts for both Facebook and LinkedIn or whatever social media platforms you want with just a few clicks? Well, today I'm going to give you my exact Make.com automation that does exactly that. And if you would like to get this automation completely free, it's going to be available for download in our free community. I'm going to walk you through how this automation works. I'm going to show you how to set it up step by step and even demonstrate how you can customize it for your own business.
Where AI meets ambition.
Hey there, I'm Michelle Anderson, and I help small business owners like you leverage AI and automation to scale smarter and faster. As someone who used to spend way too much time copying and pasting between social platforms, I know firsthand how much of a time sink social media management can be. That's why I created this automation. It's the same one that I used in my own business, and now I'm going to share it with you. Before we dive into the tutorial though, if you're new here, make sure to hit subscribe and that notification bell so you don't miss any of my practical AI and automation tips for business owners. All right, so let's dive into this automation. This is the entire automation. I try to keep it as simple as possible. And we're going to start, I'm just going to give you sort of an overview of the whole automation, and then we are going to build it bit by bit together. So in Make.com, you have to start out with, these are all modules, and you're starting out with a trigger. So you're going to think about, in your automation, how is this thing going to be triggered so that it actually creates the post? And the way I've set this one up is using a Slack private channel. You could have Google Sheets. You could even connect this to a news feed so that it picks out news articles. And so there's all sorts of ways that you can automate it. I chose Slack because I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. And how that works is I've created a private channel called AI Brain. And anytime I just put in here, if I have an idea or if I see something, maybe I read something in a news article and I want to create a post about it, anything I want, I can put an idea in here. And this automation will pick up whatever the last thing I put in and take it through the whole automation and create the posts. So what do I have as the next step? So first I have my Slack. That's the input. That's the trigger. You can set these to check how often I want. I could have it to do it once a day. Depends on how many times you want to post. Do you want to post daily? Then you're going to want to make sure you put enough stuff in that Slack channel so that it can get an idea for each day. Maybe you want it only twice a week and you can pick the days. However you want to set your automation up, you can. So then the next step that I have in this automation is I have it doing some research, and Perplexity is a great AI tool to do research. So I've used that here. I've connected it. So when you first get to it, and I'll show you this when I'm actually setting it up when we do the tutorial. But just to show you here, you're going to connect it. And basically, I have a prompt already in here that's telling it what to do. It's going to take the idea that it got out of my Slack channel, and then it's going to analyze it, expand on it, and then it's going to create a short summary of whatever that idea. So it's going to go research it and then create a summary of it. So gathering any data, statistics, any examples that support, illustrate, or challenge the idea. It's going to organize it, it's going to format it, and put it all together in a summary. The next I have it doing is taking that summary and actually creating an image prompt. So with this one, it's a little bit different. I actually have something called assistants, which I'm going to show you how to set those up. And so I have it. The prompt is actually in on the OpenAI platform. And so it's going to take this summary from Perplexity, and based on what the assistant has been programmed to do, it's going to create an image prompt. And we're going to look at that in just a moment. And so then the next step I have is I have it connected to Ideogram. I find the images that come out of Ideogram are pretty good. So I have been using this one. So basically this, once it's connected, I have set it up so that it is taking the prompt that the image prompt step created, and it's using that to actually create the image. Now, because I want to create a post specifically for Facebook and a different post for LinkedIn, I've used a router to split this up because Facebook's formatting and the way that you write the prompts are different. So I want to have something different for Facebook and something completely different for LinkedIn. It's still on the same topic, but I've got a different prompt for each of these. So that's why this is separate. But now I have this. And again, I have an assistant for Facebook here, and it's going to take the information from my Perplexity summary. This is where it's connected to. It's going to take that information, and based on what the assistant prompt is going to create that post. And so then finally it goes here and it actually posts it. It goes back and looks for the image that was generated and creates based on the post that was created here. And it's the same here but we had to add one extra step because with LinkedIn, it didn't recognize the URL. So I needed to do an HTTP. Don't worry if you don't understand what that means, but basically it just converts the image into something that this module here can recognize. All right. So, and we can see, like, I've run this once here so that you can kind of see once you run it, you can actually click on, you see these little circles here. So I can actually see what it did. So it took the text that I had in my Slack channel right here, and then it went, and this is the text input. And what did it put out? Here, we could take a look, and here's the message, the content. So this is actually what it ended up creating. Right? So each of the categories I had in there, it did a little research and it created content based on the prompt. So in the next module, you can see here, it took the input from Perplexity and it created a prompt. All right. And here it created the image. So you can actually see the prompt here. If you want to take a look at the image, here's the URL of it. And then it made a separate, and you can see here, this is the result. And I'm going to show you. I ran this, and Facebook, it created this post here. And you can see the image that it created here. And then with LinkedIn, this is the post. So it's a completely different post. It used the same image for both. The topic's the same. So I decided, rather than generating a different separate image for both, I used the same one. So in a nutshell, that's the whole scenario. So now we are going to actually build this together. All right, step by step. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to start a new scenario, and we need to get that triggered. So the first module here is Slack. This is our trigger, and you can watch a public channel, but I just chose, in case I ever want to share, I'm just going to create a private channel. So in Slack, I created that private channel, and then I'm going here to create that private channel. Now mine is already connected, but if it's not, you're just going to go over here and click add, right? You can give it a name, and you will be prompted to actually connect it. And then once you have it connected, a new box will pop up. You'll log into your Slack and all of that and click save. Now, this is where once it's set up, you need to have that private channel already set up, but you can click select from a list, and I'm going to choose the channel that I created, give it the name. I called it my AI brain, and I'm going to keep the limit to 1. I just want it to look at one post at a time, and click save. Now you can do it from now on, or you can set it from a specific date. I'm just going to do from now on and click save. All right, so now we've got the trigger. And so when we go back and take a look here, our next step is Perplexity. So for the next module, we are going to add Perplexity. So I'm going to add this and click Perplexity. I want to create a chat completion. Now, if this is your first time, you're going to need to connect it. Click on add. Probably if you haven't set this up, you'll need to go and set it up. It will require some money, but if you go in and search Perplexity API key, And then you can set it all up. It looks something like this. You put a little bit in, and then you can generate API keys, get your API key and put it in here. And you need this license key. So you're going to need to go here. And this also, initially, you can sign up for the license key right here, app access. I only just did the single app only to get the app key here. All right, so once it's connected, you're going to need to open the messages. You're going to give it the user role and this is where you're going to put your prompt in. So I already have this prompt, and it's going to need to know like what's the idea. So this is where we're going to take this and connect it to, we want to put the text in here so that it can actually read the text. So the rest of the prompt is in here. And I'm going to save that. Now our next module is the image prompt. So I'm going to add this. Now you can leave out, like you can, if you want to make this even more simple, you could leave out the image aspect of it. But what we're going to do is create message and assistant. Now, so if this is your first time, it's again, you're going to need to go into OpenAI Playground, set up an API key. You're going to need to put some funds on it and connect all of that through here. And then for this next module, you actually have to have your assistant set up. So once you have gone into the platform.openai.com, you need to go to assistants, and this is where you can actually set up your assistants. You click on create, and the benefit of this is that we can actually add a knowledge base. So let's look at the LinkedIn prompt here. So here I've created a LinkedIn personal assistant, and here's the prompt. And with the benefit of this is that I can actually attach all of my knowledge base to this prompt. And if you want to know more about creating a knowledge base, I have a video on my channel for that. It'll be linked here somewhere and you can find that. But I have all of those documents linked in here with also example posts. I've created a PDF of example posts and all of my knowledge base documents. So that's the benefit of using this assistant, so that it has that background knowledge of my business when it's creating the post. So here's the prompt I have in here for it. And then over here, I have set up the user, and I can choose the assistant here. Now this one is the image one, so I'm going to choose Mid-Journey, and let's take a look at that over here. Let's see, Mid-Journey. So this one is a prompt saying, you'll receive text, create, and then create the prompt. So basically this whole prompt is giving those directions on how to create that image prompt. And we want to give it that background information. So we're going to take the information that Perplexity gave us. So that's here in this message. And we're going to put it in here so that it knows what it's creating the prompt about. All right. And then we're going to click on save. Our next one here is connecting it to what I'm using, which is Ideogram. There's other possibilities, but I just found that I really like the quality of the images that Ideogram puts out. So we can put here, generate an image. Again, you're going to need to connect it with API. And sometimes what I do too is that you should run this as you're going along to see that, okay, this one's not finished. So let's just run what we have so far and see what it's got. So far, we can see what it's got coming up. And you click here, you can actually see. It's not going to do anything because I need to put something new in my Slack channel. Let's just say mistakes business owners make. Let's just put that. All right, so we're going to try this again. So we have something in there. So now Perplexity is going to research. I can see that it's working. All right, and now we can see here, this is something it needs to be fixed. We can look. Let's take a look. Roles a user. And this is the benefit of actually testing it, because now I can go in here and see where I should be choosing from. Message. Here's the content. So I want to put that in there. All right, so we run this and we know that all of these have been successful. So let's add that, generate an image. And the benefit of running it now is that when I go here, I can actually see, okay, where is the prompt? We can look here and the result, either one of these are acceptable to use, and we can pick the model. Which model you choose all depends on like the quality and also how much you're going to burn up in terms of your fees. You can choose the size. Let's see, let's do this. What kind of image do you want? I'm just going to leave auto and click save. And then our next step is to get that router so that we can divide this up. You could actually add more to this if you wanted a separate one for a different social media, but Instagram, whatever, you can actually add many here. So the next one is our Facebook assistant. And if you've already had it connected, this should be easy here, but we're going to message an assistant again. We're going to choose the assistant. The one I want is this one. I want a user. I'm going to use user role. And now I want to go back to the perplexity research right here. I'm going to choose that. And that's all I'm going to do for this one. Now I'm going to add, this one is for Facebook. So I want Facebook. And again, if this is your first time, you're going to need to connect it, but I want it to create a post with photos. You're going to need to add it if it's not added. Let me see. I'm going to choose page I want. And this is where I want to actually download a photo from a URL. And I'm going to go back and choose that URL from Ideogram. I don't really want to put a caption on it. Basically, I'm going to go and back to, I want to make sure that I'm going to the last module, which is the Facebook one. I'm just going to choose the result here. This should be able to give me what I want and click save. So this is going to post the image along with the prompt that was created here. All right, so the next one here for LinkedIn is going to be a little bit different. We're still going to create message an assistant. And again, if I take a look at my LinkedIn one here, I have my prompt in and I've attached my knowledge base and my LinkedIn post examples. So let's go back here and I'm going to choose the LinkedIn personal. Where is it? Here we go. And again, I want user. And I'm going to choose the message. I'm going to go back to that perplexity research here. See, where do we find that choices message? Right here. And that's all I'm going to do here. Now, the difference is the actual module for LinkedIn doesn't have the same as you saw on the Facebook, doesn't actually choose the URL. So we're going to create an HTTP request. We are going to just get a file here. So all we need to do, it's really simple, is just create that, get a file, and then choose the URL. Click save. All right, now we are going to add the LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, here, LinkedIn, and we want to choose the create a user image post. And then, so the HTTP get a file should already be, because it is that module before, it should already be there, but we can click map and it'll also do it here. And then the content is what was created in, and I haven't named them here. Like, for example, here, I've named them, so it makes it a little bit easier to know which one, but you want to make sure you're choosing the right one. And then you're going to go back to where that content was created. I'm just going to choose result here. And I want it public, main feed, and then save map. Sometimes I need to go back here. Let's see. Save. All right, that's the entire automation there. You're going to want to make sure that you save it regularly. You can schedule it here, however often you want to schedule it. Do you want it every day? And if you do that, you can choose the time. You can choose which days of the week you want. Do you want it every Tuesday and Thursday? So maybe twice a week you want it to post. And choosing the time. And then you'll click Activate the Scenario. Right? And so once you're ready, you just turn that on and it's activated. Now, if you're going to the free community and you're getting the automation, what's so great is that you can actually just upload it once without doing all of this. You'll need to go in and connect everything to your own API keys, but the prompts are in there. You will need to, because of the way I've set this up, you are going to need to go in and create your own assistants in the OpenAI platform, but everything else should be pretty much set. And what you would just do is go here and import that blueprint. So you'll get a file that you'll download, and then when you come here, you just import that blueprint, and it'll actually put this whole automation in there. And then you'll just need to go one by one and actually make your own connections, everything, choose the right private channel. So you'll update it. Things will be in there, but you'll need to update it. And so I'm going to also create a document with the prompts and link that as well for these 3 assistants that I used in here. Now that you have your social media automation set up, you might be wondering how to make your AI generated posts even better. You're going to want to check out this video where I show you exactly how to create a knowledge-based document that can help AI understand your brand perfectly. It's the perfect companion to this automation. So you're going to want to click wherever you see the link to watch it next. And don't forget to join our free community to grab this make.com automation. The link is in the description below. I'll see you in the next video.